This conference will now be recorded.
Oh, okay. I see someone's in Thailand too. So I just want to go ahead and then welcome you to the Healthcare Recruiter Information Session. And this is going to tell you a little bit about the healthcare recruitment. I'm not sure. I don't think I've left anything out, but if you have any questions afterwards, feel free to go ahead and then ask me. So my name is Sakina. I am the owner of Girl Friday. I started Girl Friday in 2011. We work with over 200 clients, and we have found jobs for thousands of people to be able to work. For me, I started Girl Friday because I got out the military and I wanted to go, and I had already went to school for nursing, so I was familiar with the healthcare. And then I took business courses because I wanted to open up a clinic. Like my aunt had opened up a clinic. She's a nurse practitioner, and she had a couple of clinics open in Atlanta, Georgia. So my plan was to do that after I got out of the military. I decided that I did not want to do nursing after not being able to spend time with my older children. And I sat there and decided exactly what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to open up a business. After talking to some friends that were in the military with me and them suffering from PTSD. Uh, Me personally, I was in the healthcare profession, so I didn't see a lot of things that I did not already expect to see, but they were suffering from PTSD. We came in with different MOSs. So I wanted to go ahead and then help them out. And then I remember being a single parent and with the oldest ones and myself having to be a latchkey kid. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the latchkey kid. It's the kid with the key around their neck and they let themselves in. So I wanted to help these two markets at first. And it was prior military with PTSD because they felt like they were unable to do things and their families were looking at them. And then the second one was because I wanted to go ahead and then be able to help people that are taking care of their children be able to be there for their children. So that's what I started Girl Friday for. So everyone that works for me works from home, and then it eventually progressed to expats that are all over the world. And then some people asked, one man asked for help with his resume from the Salvation Army. And then with that, he told them a little bit about us, and then the ball started getting rolling with a lot of companies hearing about us. And Atlanta, Georgia is where we started, and the police chief, the commissioner, uh, going to fundraisers and stuff, I made a big effort to make sure that we got more and more positions for people to be able to work at home. And luckily, they believed in my cause of, you know, people needed to be home for whatever reason, if it's because they had disabilities or they need to be home for their families, whatever the case is. So that's how I actually started off. So why us? I know there's a lot of different places that you are able to go ahead and then work for, but why would you go ahead and then work for us? And one of the things is because you can do it your way. Uh, when I decided how I'm going to have my business and how I'm going to run it, I always said that I'm going to have the foundation of a corporation, but the feel of a mom and pop. And, 11 years later, I think I've still pretty much kept that up no matter how big that we get. I always want to kind of have the feel of a mom and pop. And I also believe if you're able to do it your way, then people are more productive because they're happier about the jobs and the careers that they actually have. I know that was the case with me. If I enjoyed what I was doing, then I was more productive and I was doing things better. So it's the exact same thing. You're not going to be treated like a number because we have the feeling of a mom and pop. As you can already tell, the emails that I send out, the way that I do things is not completely corporate, but we run it's still things in a corporate structure. You will see that we have contractors, employees, supervisors, team leads, managers, HR, sales departments. I have 3 divisions in Girl Friday. We have Girl Friday Contact Center, which is our call center and answering service. And then we have Girl Friday Healthcare. And in Girl Friday Healthcare, we have the healthcare recruiting and medical billing and coding, which of course, every single one, people can work from home. I don't start any division where someone cannot work from home. You're able to go ahead and take care of your family, because that's one of the main things that we went ahead and then started on. You're able to work from home. You're able to move up with the company, as I said, with team leads, supervisors, managers, HR. You're able to move around within Girl Friday. You can go into medical billing and coding. You can go into the call center department. There's things that you can go ahead and then move in. As I hopefully continue to grow, because I'm putting that into the universe that I will continue to grow, it'll be more divisions for everyone to go ahead and then move into it. You are rewarded for the things that you do. And one of the things that I always hated was I would work as hard as I can to be the best, and I would get paid the same amount as someone that just barely did their job. So I believe that people should be rewarded for the work that they do. And I do that with bonuses, contests, recognitions, trips. I've had trips to different parts of the country as rewards and contests. Normally, if I'm flying out someone to a country, it is one of those long contests. It's not a contest that just lasted a month, but something that lasted at least half of the year, but also giving out coffee. So Starbucks is every country we've ever been in. There's normally a Starbucks. So I try to give out Starbucks gift cards, pay for lunches. It's the same things that you would have in a brick and mortar. I try my hardest to also give that to you, even though you're at home, because I know that as much as we love being at home, it still has its pros and cons, because you're not able to turn around and actually see your coworkers and stuff. And then you're able to have a career at home. Sorry, I did misspell that one, but you're able to have a career at home. So what is kind of the day in the life and what is a healthcare recruiter? I know a lot of people that came in here are already recruiters, are familiar with it. They're not maybe necessarily a healthcare recruiter, but they have done some recruiting, and some people are brand new to recruiting, that they're trying to start a new career in recruiting. But recruiting, for me, it is a matchmaker. It is finding the perfect candidate with the perfect job that is right for them. And that's what we actually do. So we locate candidates, we match them to the right jobs, we qualify them, they get hired, you get paid. The best thing I can tell you, the day-to-day scope of someone that is a top recruiter, is they wake up in the morning, they get to their computer, the first thing that they do is they check their emails for any contacts, for any interviews that are scheduled, screenings that are scheduled, whoever contacted them, they're going to go ahead and then answer those emails back. They're going to go into the applicant tracking system, see what new positions are available, which ones they're interested in. I don't monitor which positions that you guys want to go ahead and then fill, because I have learned that some recruiters do better with nurses, some do better with doctors, some do better with admin. Some people were like therapists, and they want to go ahead and then only fill the positions for physical therapy and stuff like that. So I want the ones that you guys are most comfortable in. Some people do it by regions. We have anywhere between 150 to 250 jobs in the applicant tracking system at any given time. I have never seen anything under 100 jobs in the applicant tracking system. and that was probably a year and a half, 2 years ago. We have positions throughout the United States, so whatever one that you feel more comfortable in. As I'm a New Yorker, but I'm a little bit too friendly sometimes for New Yorkers, as much as I love New Yorkers because I was born in New York but raised in California. So I have a better conversations and relationships with people that are from California or from the South. And I know that people from New York are more serious and they're like, get to the point, period. So it also depends on what regions you're in. The thing that I want the most is just for you to be successful. So wherever you find your niche at. After that, you're going to look in the applicant tracking system. You're going to see what positions are available. And then you'll also know the payout of every single position because it's already in the applicant tracking system before you even get on board. I'm going to talk about more pay because I have that slide. I'm moving ahead a little bit. You're going to go ahead and then screen the applicants that come through with their resumes, because you might have 5 years experience for an ICU nurse is what they're asking for the requirements. And people that have been in recruitment, you'll know that someone is going to still send you an email that's going to have 2 years of experience, even though you clearly put that they need to have 5 years of experience. So you want to go ahead and look through those, because if it says that it's a requirement, it's a requirement. We cannot go below whatever they are saying that the requirements are. We're trying to hit the minimum, but we really want to go above that. Once you go ahead and find people in the resumes that are qualified, you want to go ahead and then contact them, have them schedule a screening with you. With the screenings, it is whenever you are available. I don't set times for it because I don't want kids in the background screaming, crying. The person that comes and mows the lawn every single Wednesday is running back and forth with it. So it's whenever it's most convenient for you, when your house is the quietest. You guys are going to be using the scheduling system 10 to 8. If you go ahead and then come on board, you're going to make yourself available for schedule appointments only for the times that you are available. So when someone comes in and schedules an appointment, they're only going to get the time slots that you are available in. You're going to go ahead and do the screening. If they do qualify, and I've seen people that look great on paper, but when you talk to them, they're not the best candidate for you to actually have. So after you screen them and they are a good candidate, you're going to go ahead and then move them forward in the applicant tracking system. We're going to go ahead and then send it to the hospital or the facility. And if they like them, they're going to go ahead and if they make sure that they are qualified, that what makes them actually like them, they're going to go ahead and then schedule the interview. Then after the interview, we're going to know if that person was hired or not hired. And then you're going to be able to see every step of the way, because when they move them along in our applicant tracking system, or I'll move them along for you. So then you're able to go ahead and then see them. And then that is pretty much the day. Oh, I'm sorry. Then we have recruiters that do great jobs at referrals. They have like a whole referral system. They have a connection with people, and whenever they refer them, they give them money for referrals. People that have connections with the military because they built relationships with them, it's just as easy as contacting them. People that have relationships with schools, whatever the case is. And then they contact them, they contact them back, whatever the case is. You're able to go to job fairs, whatever you need to do to go ahead and be the most successful. That is the day in the life. The people that are out of the state, because I have somebody that is in Thailand that is a US citizen, but in Thailand like I am right now, you don't go personally to them, but you're able to build relationships and network with people over the phones and through emails, because this is a pandemic. I do not recommend going in someone's face at this moment in time. And even hospitals during the interview process right now, because it's changed a lot since before the pandemic, Now, they normally do interviews over the phone or through video. They want to make sure the person they're really interested in that person before they even have a face-to-face. I've even seen some facilities hire people through Zoom rooms, and they don't actually meet them until they start doing their paperwork. That's how careful they're being with the pandemic right now. During the training process, we show you how to network, whether it's through Facebook, social media, blogs, professional forums, discussion boards. During the training, you're going to see on how to post for positions, where to post for positions at, where are they free at, because you're going to be networking with them. I also show you on how to build relationships with the people that you have. So even if they are hired, I send out anniversary things like happy 1-year anniversary, and then keep them like a little friendly reminder at the bottom of the email that says that we give out referrals, or if they are looking for a new position, that we're always here to go ahead and then help them out with that. So my thing is always building relationships, because when they know someone else is looking for a job, they're always going to refer them back to you. We go through pay, contractors, agreements. The people that I have, I did see a couple of people that are located in California. You guys, California and New York people have to have a different contractor agreement because of the laws in your particular states. We'll go through pay and then the W-9. Also, because, hold on, I need to go through one other part real quick. You guys are W-9 contractors. Because you're W-9 contractors, 1099s, we do not take taxes out. So I have a tax representative, an accountant that comes out twice a year, because a couple of people the first year that I was doing this got in trouble with the IRS because they weren't paying any taxes and didn't understand that they had to pay taxes. So twice a year, we have an accountant that comes out there and helps you. So what the pay is, normally on the average, the pay is anywhere between $55,000 to $75,000 per year. The lowest being $26,592, and this is for this year that just closed out. I asked the person what they were doing for $26,592. She has 4 or 5 kids that are running around. She's only working 10 to 15 hours per week. So for something that is part-time, she's actually making really good money if she's not doing over 15 hours per week. She doesn't do any networking. She doesn't do any referrals. She doesn't do any of those things. Our highest paid person for the last year's ending was $165,088. When I asked that person what were they doing, they are working anywhere between 30 to 40 hours. She says she doesn't work anything under 30 hours per week, and she normally doesn't do anything over 40 hours per week. She is a true believer on networking and on referrals. So that's the difference. Most people for this year, the closeout year, made $65,000 to $75,000 per year. And I don't know if it's just because of the pandemic, but normally people are making $55,000 to $75,000 per year. We also had a lot of people that came in that is from the corporate world that just didn't want to work in buildings anymore too. So that might be another thing about it. This is, I say it's payout pay. So it's payout based. When you look in the applicant tracking system and you see the position, what you are going to go ahead and then see is the position. If you want to do it, it's going to have what the payout is for it. If that payout comes 7 days after that person is placed, if it's 15 days, if it's 25, normally I would sit there and say if the payout is between 1,000 and 2,000 to 3,000, you're going to have the payout within 7 to 15 days. If you're doing a doctor and the payout is $13,000, they're going to make you wait the full 30 days before they go ahead and then pay out for that one. I do also talk about the difference between picking something that is a $2,000 payout and then the people that only go for $10,000 and above payouts. I'm going to tell you this now. The person that normally goes for anywhere between $1,000 to $3,000 per higher payout is always going to make more than the person that is going for the $10,000 payout. You have to remember it's a harder position to fill. It's going to be something like cardiology, something like that. And the other ones are going to be like nurses, medical assistants, administrative assistants, things like that. Another thing that I get asked is for someone that's brand new, how quickly does that person normally get paid out? I can tell you that I have 2 people that came into a training, and this was in the middle of the pandemic, right after I personally got over COVID myself. So I only had 2 people in that training class because they were patient and waited for my COVID to be okay. And I didn't put out any ads that were from referrals that other people referred them over to me for the job. And out of those 2 people, 1 person came into training every day and asked no questions. And 2 weeks later, asked me how to log into the applicant tracking system. So I knew they never logged into the applicant tracking system. They got their first person in 3.5 weeks later. The second person, every single day that I came in to the training for the 3 days of training, he came in and was like, oh, I researched this. I saw better interview techniques. Oh, this is so great. I looked into this to make sure that I was better. He placed 3 people in a week and a half. It just depends on the person that you are and how you do it. So, but I will say that if I normally see someone that's not placing someone within a month, we normally have a talk with each other to see if this is actually the position. But we normally have talks on week 1, 2, and 3 just to see what's actually happening. By week 4, I'm going to ask you if this is the position for you, because I only want people that's going to be here that's going to be able to pay their bills. So the training is for 3 days, where you're only going to understand the basics of it so you can start making money. To become a great recruiter is going to take you months of training. But for you to start being able to recruit, to start gaining money, I can go ahead and then train you in 3 days. And then every single week, I put out new videos, new ways, techniques to be able to be a better recruiter. So then that way you can build on what you actually have. I've had recruiters with me for the last 7 years. The longest person I've had with me is for 7 years because I try my hardest to keep the people that are good with us. And anyone that's training, so everybody asks if they're going to lose their job in a couple of weeks. My thing is, if you're trying, I'm always going to try with you. If I see that you're not trying, then we're all grown adults. It's the best way I can say it. Because I'm pretty relaxed. I'm pretty relaxed on things, but if I see that you're not doing anything, then I know that you're not a good fit. And then, but if I see that you're trying, I'm going to do anything that I can to try to make you successful in what you're trying to do. So I think some people listened to the recording, some people didn't listen to the recording. So this is a contractor position. You're 1099. I do not take taxes out. We do have a tax accountant that comes in twice a year, so you are responsible for your own taxes. You do need a computer to be able to work. You need a phone. You need like a phone, like a cell phone or a voice over internet provider where you can take the phone calls from your computer. You need the applicant tracking system. The applicant tracking system that we use is Jazzy HR. And then the professional email that has our email on there is $5. The reason why we have you pay the applicant tracking system in the email is because you're working from home. I cannot guarantee what you're doing. I can't guarantee if you're sending out any emails. I can't guarantee if you're recruiting, whatever it is. And I'm a true believer that you have to have skin in the game to go ahead and do it. And most people, if you're familiar with recruiting, you know, Jazzy, you're not paying anything. We're paying $500 or $600 for Jazzy HR. Jazzy HR starts at like $200 a month. So you're not paying a lot in there, but we're telling you that, you know, act like you want the job. The accountant is going to tell you how to help you write off your phone, transportation, things like that. That's their job, to go ahead and tell you what receipts to go ahead and then keep. You don't need transportation to go ahead and then do this position. So my next thing is, I'm not going to tell you the next steps because I want to go ahead and then ask who has any questions, because I'll be happy to answer any questions. I think we have too many people with their mics on, but that's okay. So is there any questions that I can go ahead and then answer for anyone?
Yeah, I have a quick question. If we come across any candidates who are, you know, great on paper and great resume, but they come across as a bit awkward on the phone or during interviews, do we offer any kind of like training for that?
Yes and no. Yes and no. So it depends on what's the awkwardness with it? Like, how trainable are they? I think we just have too many people with their mics on. It's just the echoing with too many people with mics on. If they're a little awkward, yes. But okay, so I had someone that was doing EMT, great on a resume. And then I listened to one of the recordings, and this guy bad mouthed every single supervisor he had. And this is in the screening interview process. So we knew that he wasn't going to be able to move forward to the hospital. So things like that, you're absolutely not going to move forward. You're just going to put not hireable and keep moving along. We will do some things with resumes to help them out if it's something simple, but if it's a resume that looks really bad, then they're probably not the professional that we want to go ahead and then move forward to a hospital facility.
Gotcha. Okay. Makes sense. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Yes, I have a question. You may actually cover this in training, but what tool do you use or tools do you use to track your placements so that you can do relationship building?
The ones that I use for relationship building, the email, the applet. So are you familiar with Jazzy HR and all the things that it does?
No, I'm not. I guess I was just looking for how would I make sure that I keep track of who my placements were and where I placed them and when I placed them so that I can go back later to do the relationship building. Will I just be able to run reports from Jazzy HR for that, or do you use a different tool?
Yes. So anybody that puts somebody in the applicant tracking system, your name is going to be attached to that applicant. Nobody else can touch that applicant. Your name is attached to it. It will say when that person was hired, what they were hired for, any notes that you put in there for them. I know some people even put their birth dates on there because they'll send them little emails with birth dates. You can put in there to send yourself a reminder of when important dates are happening. Was I able to answer your question? I'm sorry.
That did answer my question. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And since nobody else is asking, I have another question.
Okay.
How has the pandemic affected recruiting for healthcare? Has it gotten easier, harder, no difference?
Okay, so it affected us in two different ways that we did not expect. The first one is with hiring people for like to hire recruiters. And it happened the moment that people started getting those extra money from unemployment. Absolutely hard to hire. Like nobody wants to work. I was like, nobody wants to work. You know, when they cut everybody off, you're going to have like a million people looking for jobs at the same time, and then no one's going to be able to get a job. So that hit us hard because we're like, okay, nobody wants to work anymore. Everybody's going to write out how much money they can get to the bitter end. Like they're going to ride it till the wheels fall off. But then with the healthcare itself, healthcare workers are where they're supposed to be right now, even more because they're making more money because they increased the money. But when the pandemic first started, healthcare workers were quitting. It reminded me of the era when my aunt was working and HIV first came out, and healthcare recruiters were like, I'm out of here. I don't know what you're going to give me and my family. And they were quitting. The first 6 months of the pandemic, that's what was happening. People were like, I'm leaving my job. I don't know what you're going to give me, what you're going to give my family members. But now they're like, okay, I see what's happening. And then people are coming back. Because we know some people that were expats in different countries that were actually flying back to the United States because the money was so great that they were flying back and doing like 6 months and then coming back with like, a year's worth of income and then, traveling again. Any other questions? I love to answer questions because I
Hi,
know
good
that.
afternoon. I had a quick question. I am a grad student pursuing IO Psych. I just wanted to know how much of a fit do you feel like this position would be for a person like me?
Because you're a grad student?
Yeah, I'm a grad student going into the field of HR. I just felt like I feel like this position would be good for me, but I want to hear it from you. Like, what do you think? Do you think I would be suited for this position, or do you think I should keep looking around?
I think you'd be suited for it because you're going to have to deal with a lot of people, look at a lot of resumes. It depends on what HR you're going to go into. Because I know there's a lot of specialty departments, especially if you're like in larger hospitals or depending on what you're doing HR for. I think it's a good one. I think it's a good practice. I think because of schooling, you can fit it around your schedule, which makes sense for a lot of people. If your times are changing every day, then you're just going into 10 to 8 and you're putting in the times that you are actually available and no other time.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Another question I get asked is it full-time? Is it part-time? What's the minimum amount of hours do I have to do per week? And my answer is probably not conventional. It's going to be, do you need to pay your bills? I'm not going to make you do anything because you're a grown adult, but we all need to keep a roof over our head and food in our mouth. So, I treat everybody like an adult. And, if you want to get paid money, you're going to put in the work. I'm not going to make anyone do anything. People will fall off by themselves.
Hi, Sakina. I had a quick question. So, as far as payout, you said that we get paid based off of whether they get hired or like how does that work?
So, yes, normally on 75% of our things, it's when they get hired. But we do have some contracts with some people that on the interview alone, they will go ahead and then pay out a percentage of it.
Okay.
Hi, Sakina. I had a quick question. And part of me, working and listening to you at the same time, so you might have already. I think you touched on it a little bit earlier. So I primarily deal with sales, and I used to work at an executive position in sales. And I handled a lot of interviewing, too many to count, but I never really handled sourcing. And I think you touched on it a little bit. But the sourcing, I believe that's going to primarily be on us to source, as far as just like you said, like social media, and different outlets. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Every once in a while, if something happens where someone leaves, and we have networking connections with them, I will go ahead and then give it to someone else.
Gotcha.
But oddly enough, I think the people that last 6 months don't really leave too often. Like they're here for the years. If we lose people, it's normally going to be within the first 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people determine if recruiting is right for them.
Gotcha. Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. But I will help you out in every way possible. Like if you ask me a question, I'm going to help you with it.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. Right. What were you asking, Victoria?
Yeah, piggybacking off of the sourcing question, what would you say is the average monthly amount that other recruiters in the company spend for, access to different places to source?
Brand new people, zero. Brand new. I see people spending 500, but we're talking about these are the people that are making 70, 80, 100,000, but all of them started off with zero. Because that's my thing. I was like, when I started my businesses off, it was on a shoestring budget. I was like, what can I do for free? I was like, that was the main thing, because I started off on the shoestring budget. So most people are doing like LinkedIn, Indeed. There are, and I give out a list of them during training of good ones that are for healthcare posts that you can actually do for free and use those. Another way, one girl gives out, so I want to say she's the exception to the rule because she gives out money. I mean, like a lot of money. I know about 50% of them are always giving referrals, but her main way that she has her networking is through referrals. And so she took something that I said and like completely ran with it. I was like, so if they do 2,000 payout, why are you not giving $200 to $500 on each person that referred that person to you? Because I said, technically you can end up with zero or you can end up with 1,500. I said, I'd rather end up with 1,500 than zero because I'm trying to hold on to 2,000. And then don't end up, finding anybody, because I'm like, no, I'm going to hold on to the whole 2,000 and then you don't have nothing. But she'll give like good, $300, $400, $500 referrals every single time they hire someone on, and she's making 6 figures. But, she's giving out good referral money, but, it's not like she's losing money because the money never really touched her hands like that. So I always say that to use referrals, because if you have the nurses, I love my nurses, but we used to be great sitting at the nurse's station just gossiping, about who doesn't like their job. I don't like this job. They don't like this. They're looking for another job. Those are great referral people. Great referral people are going to be salespeople, because the salespeople are already going into the facilities. So why are they not passing out a card with your name on it? They're already making sales there. So they're doing all the legwork for you. They're just passing out the cards. And salespeople, they love referrals because, they're working on sales. So I think it just really depends on how you do it, how you look at it. Keep an open mind, but in the beginning, your budget should be zero.
Okay, nice, thank you. And then, is it only certain states for recruitment, or is it all 50 states, pretty much?
It's pretty much all 50. I think there's a few states that we don't have. I never see it in, but at least 30. I've never seen under 20 states at any given time.
Hi, could I email you? I knew about this last minute and I actually have an appointment in a few minutes. Can I email you that I'm still interested? I just have to leave a little bit early.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome. Any other questions? I think those are the only common questions that I always try to think of the most common questions people normally ask me. Meetings, if you can't show up, all meetings are normally recorded because I understand if you have a little one. I travel with my 9-year-old daughter. You normally will never hear her, but believe me, when she was 4 or 5, you surely did. So if our meetings are not at the most convenient time, don't worry. I normally will go ahead and record them because I don't want you to miss out on anything, especially if it's going to help you achieve your goals faster. Oh, also, I told this to the other, because a couple of people have actually researched. I was like, okay, but some people have researched, so they looked and saw, and I figured out what it's from. It's from the email addresses that are on there. So one of them saw that one of them, it says Sakina.com. So they looked at it and saw that I do coaching on how to help people run other businesses. So then they reminded me to tell you guys, because it's in there, like in a fine print, that I understand that some people want to start their own businesses. So I actually pick out a handful of people every year that if you want to go ahead and start your business, that I will put you in one of those classes for free. And those are classes that other people are paying like $35,000, $5,000, $10,000 for me to help them do it. And it's just my thank you, that I'll pick out a handful of people every single year, and then you guys take those classes for free if you want to open up your own business. Some people are like, nope, don't want that responsibility. So I understand that too, because it is a great responsibility. It's not like you shut off the computer and your life is done with. You still have to worry about, payroll and stuff like that. I already said that you guys can move within the Girl Friday divisions, and then that you can move up. So it's not like you have to be a contract. I have some people that just want to be recruiters, and they've been recruiters for 7 years, and then other people that have been moved up to team lead supervisors of their own divisions within Girl Friday.
Do you require a certain amount of time as a recruiter before someone can move to a different division?
To be supervisor or manager, it needs to be at least a year. To be team lead, no.
Okay. I was thinking, those are good too, but I was thinking, like you said, you do medical billing and coding, and I have a background in that. So if I wanted to move into that, do you have like a required amount of time before you would look at that, or how does that work?
Just 3 months. 3 months.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I don't make people wait too long. Kim, are you saying something? I see your lips moving, but I don't hear you.
I don't think my mic is on.
I
Can
hear
you
you
hear me
now.
now? Oh,
Yes.
great. Thank you. Hi, and thanks for having us today. I have a question about benefits. Now, let's say I'm making my money, but do you all have a group plan or something or suggestions for those who don't have benefits and would like to acquire them?
So we do have suggestions for it, for contractors, for independent contractors. So when I only focused in Atlanta, Georgia, we did have benefits. But because we go all over the United States and now the world. We don't, because you have to have so many people within a certain area, within a certain plan for it to actually be efficient. So we don't do that anymore, but we do give suggestions on good ones. And we allow people to come in. It's up to you if you want to, but we always have people that, oh, we can offer. I was like, all right, you can ask them if they want to get your health insurance, but and it's great if people are looking for it, but it's not, I never do it during a meeting, but I schedule separate times for it if that's what you want.
Okay, great. And I have another question. Do you have incentives like for, let's say I have a friend that would be a great fit for this type of position? Do you offer any type of referral bonuses or incentives for referring others?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
The short answer is it depends on who you refer.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So we've had some people that come in, I'm just like, why would you refer this person to me? And I mean, like literally, they were like, I thought they would be good. So yeah, and then I've given, referral of $200 to $1,000, depending on the person that you bring in, to see if they, if they're actually a good worker, then yeah, I truly appreciate it. And then we give pretty good referrals for it.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, I think in our call center, we have a mother-in-law and their daughter, and then she just now referred her son. But they're all good workers. So.
Hi, Sakina. I have a question too. Yeah, actually, I'm a grad student, like doing my master's right now. And I am also looking forward, to do this, job along with my studies for at least for gaining some experience. So I was just thinking, do you take in, just the green cards or the citizens, or I have a work authorization already. So so am I eligible for the positions under your banner?
Okay, because I'm an expat, I'm going to ask this question. You have a green card for what country?
So I am a citizen from India, but I am a permanent resident here. But I have a valid employment authorization document, which makes me eligible to work in USA.
Okay, no, you're fine. No, so when I ask those questions now, because I have people that's like, I'm from Thailand and I have like a residency card in Mexico. So I have to ask which one it is now.
Mm-hmm. So for me, I have
No, you're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're fine because it's a residency card for the United States.
Yes, that's right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, you're eligible. You're fine.
Okay. And again, so we are dealing with healthcare recruiting in and out, or is it a general, you take up, general recruiters also, because like even I have my friends, around who are HRs from, from other background.
So I take anyone that is interested in healthcare recruitment, and they, even if they want to change their careers, because there was a time that somebody told me you can't start a business and it's not going to be good and it's not going to be successful because I don't have the training. And 11 years later, I'm still here. So I believe in giving people the opportunity, and people themselves out.
Oh, sounds good. Yeah, means I have, set of questions. Maybe if I don't know if it's good to, get in touch with you through email after this, that would be a little easier for me. So I just thought of, checking with you if that's possible after the call.
Yes, I will. It's 1 a.m. here, and I will be available for another approximately 2 hours. Another hour. I'll be available for another hour. I'm looking at it. I have a meeting.
Yeah, means I mean you are fine. Means you can just respond to those, at your convenience today, tomorrow. It's fine for me.
All right, just send me an email that reminds me that I need to schedule a time to talk to you.
Yeah, I will surely do that. I'll surely do that. Thank you so much. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just want to send a little friendly reminder to everyone. If you don't have any questions, you are free to go. If you want to go ahead and then move forward, and you have questions, send me an email. If you want to move forward, you should have a link. You should have a link. If the link does not work, it is because I have I can only take so many people at a time. Then I have to work with you, train you, see who's a good fit, who are not good fits, and then I reopen it up later on. So as long as you're able to go into the link, it's still available.
What link is that?
Any questions? Huh? Sorry.
Where is the link?
I'll put in another link for you. Hold on.
Oh, is it the ATS tracking link? That one? The applicant tracking link?
Yeah, I think, no, it is the, let me see. What one is it? It is, it says something like sakina.com/offer/something. Copy link. Okay. It is. Okay, I just put it into the chat. If you didn't have it, if you don't have it in the email already. Okay, any other questions? Oh, I'm sorry. If you do that, and it will automatically take you to where you need to set up your password, and then it'll let you into a room. It'll say nothing's available in there because it's not available until tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. At 10 a.m., then all the resources will then start becoming available to you.
So, hi. So I would just want to ask this as well. Means, is there, if I would be like really straightforward, is there an amount we make every month based on our work? Or it is, subjected to what, we make towards the end of, a month, I'm asking the pay.
It depends on who you are placing. Depends on who you do it. So it really depends on the effort that you put in. I think that's the best answer. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it depends on what you do. So you get paid for anything that you go ahead and you do.
Okay, so it could be anything based on our performance solely. It could be all the way from 0 to whatever we are able to make, right?
Yes. If you're at 0 for a month, then we will have a talk to see if this is the position. Yeah,
because I
see that you're not a good fit, then I'm going to tell you you're not. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm so sorry because I just wanted to understand because I'm doing my master's, in health administration, and obviously healthcare recruiting is one of these subjects, and I'm studying about it. So now this is more of a training as well as, an experience for me. But I have been a doctor myself, a dentist, and I have done this recruiting and stuff as a part of my own clinic and my facility. So I do have experience with all this. So yeah, so that's why I just wanted to have an idea about
Yeah.
how we will get along with, this kind of work.
Yeah. So then you should already have connections and be able to tell people that you are doing healthcare recruitment, and then they should be able to tell people too. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes
Really
sense. Yeah.
depends on your performance. There is no technical limit to how much you can make.
And as you very well started with, the idea of working from home. So that's definitely one of the major, outlooks for me. So again, you said I will be choosing positions, and as one of our friends said just now, like medical billing and coding, that would be something again which interests me a lot. So I have to pick from the roles which interests me, right?
Yes, you pick the positions that you think that you're going to be best at. Some people have to play around with them. That's why I'm always here to go ahead and then help you. Oh, I'm sorry. Also about pay. So the first pay, so we pay on the 1st and the 15th, but on your first payout, the first and second payout, I pay it out within 2 or 3 days from the time that we receive it, because I understand that first paycheck, people are like, where is my first paycheck? Where is that first paycheck? So that's the ones that I don't follow, the 1st and the 15th. I mean, you're going to get it a couple of days after we receive it. Like as soon as it hits us, I'm automatically giving it to you because I understand those first couple of checks. But after that, it hits the 1st and the 15th through direct deposit.
Oh, okay. Thanks for the information. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Sakina, I also have a question. So you said that there'll be like 3 days of training. Are those consecutive days, or are you kind of running them kind of intermittently?
Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And if you are unable, the other question I got through emails is some people are working, they're unable to attend those particular trainings. It will have the recording of every single training. So even if you cannot make that time or that particular day, but you still want to be in that training class because you don't want to wait, there will be recordings.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. And then for people that listen to it live and you want to kind of listen to it again, just in case you miss anything, you'll still be able to listen to those recordings.
So the live sessions start at 10 a.m. Eastern, and how long do they go each day?
I would say 1 to 2 hours. It really depends on how many questions that come in, and then like if we start talking about something else and someone did some research and they wanted to ask a question, then we start going into other subjects. But normally 1 to 3. I understand people have that. Some people are working other jobs in this situation. And once again, I'm teaching you the basics, but every single week you're going to get a recording, an article. Someone's going to come in here and speak to go ahead and then help you become a better recruiter. Any other questions? And if anyone doesn't have any questions or they have to go, feel free to go. I'm just answering questions. I'm a true believer that if someone needs me or if you have questions, I'm not going to leave the room until everyone has all their questions answered. But that doesn't mean you have to stay in here if you don't want to. Also, if you want me to, I can give you this recording. It's going to take a couple of hours for it to go ahead and then process, but if you need it, just send me an email and I'll go ahead and send you the link to this recording. Well, so Victoria, what part of Thailand are you in? Because no one's asking any questions right now.
I'm in Bangkok.
I'm in Bangkok too. Don't ask me.
I just got here.
Oh. I said, don't ask me what side I'm on because I haven't gotten a feel of Bangkok yet.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. Yeah, I just got here. I was in Phuket before. I just got here less than a week ago, kind of scoping it out and going to Chiang Mai next to decide where I want to be for a while.
I love Chiang Mai is like my favorite city in Thailand. And we ran to Chiang Mai. And it wasn't for us, it wasn't the same as before the pandemic. Because I was so excited. I knew where I wanted to go. I knew where I wanted to live because I've been to Thailand before. And we got there and I was like, they're not ready for us yet. And then we flew back to Bangkok.
Okay. See, I guess yeah, I hear everybody saying it's not the same as pre-pandemic, and I don't have anything to compare it to. This is my first time here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So it's good that you don't have anything to compare it to because we were comparing it. Or even my 9-year-old, she was like, "So when we're gonna fly back to Bangkok?" Yes, I will send you the recording. So can you please let me know regarding the billing, lead generation, or telesales appointment setting? Send me an email that says what your background is because normally if you apply to the recruitment, I'm figuring that you want to change careers, but if you want to stay in the same career, then we always have sales positions available, lead generate sales lead generations and stuff like that. Because the more companies that we go ahead and contract with, the more people that we are able to hire to be able to make money. So send me an email because I normally don't get chat if I don't personally re-listen to the recording. I send them out to people, but I don't listen to them. Yeah, but I think you will enjoy Chiang Mai. Maybe. Yeah, I think you will.
Good. I like Bangkok so far. I'm just trying not to get ahead of myself.
It's nice, but we stayed farther out in Chiang, like we weren't in the city. When you go there, we were like near D condos. So if you go out there, you'll end up hearing about D condos because it's like a big set, Ping, Sing, Nim. It's nice, but it was on the outskirts because I'm not I own this business, so I was like, I live here. I'm not like a travel
like a tourist.
Yeah, I'm not like, I'm not like, oh, what else can I see today? I was like, I gotta stay in quiet and get some work done.
Right.
Like I go out, 2 or 3 times a week, but it's not like things that I'm doing every single day. So I needed to be in a place that was only like 5 or 10 minute drive, but still farther enough out.
Right, not in the middle of all the commotion.
Yeah, I couldn't do all that. I was like, I'm not a party person. I'm here with my 9-year-old.
And Shakima?
Yes.
I just wanted to say thank you for your service.
Oh, you're welcome. I thought it was weird. I don't know what to say about that.
Well, you
You're
served, and I really appreciate everyone that has done that for, the country. Yeah.
Thank you. My mother wasn't too happy herself, but she wasn't. I'm an only child, so she's like, only my child joins the military and then becomes a flight attendant after 9/11. I was one of the. I always knew where I wanted my career to go, but if I thought it and was like, I wonder if that would be cool to do, I tried it. So my mom was just like, what is wrong with my child? Like, she's doing something already, but she's like, I wonder how it'd be to be a flight attendant. And I was like, I want to travel. So I did that. It didn't last long. Like, literally, it lasted a few months. I had it out my system. I was like, so this is what a flight attendant is. No. That's what kind of what it was. So I was like, no, thank you. But I like the military because it's disciplined. I like discipline because it makes things run smoothly. I've learned a lot of stuff from being in the military. I think with every job, I learned what I love. Like, I learned my path of where I should be. Like, I learned the things that I love and the things that I hate doing. And I figured out that if it's tedious things that I do over and over and over again, I don't like it. So I don't know like how some people, and I'm sorry if anyone's here that's doing it, but like data entry, I think that would kill me a little bit. And I had some things in my business that, like when I ran my business, I loved it in the beginning. And then I started doing things that I was like, I would wake up in the morning and be like, ugh. Like I'd be so upset waking up in the morning, and it would take me days to complete it. And we're talking about a task that should take me an hour or two was taking days. And it's just because I didn't want to do it. So then I learned that I needed to grow my business and then have other people do things that I really dislike. So then I could get back to the space of every single morning, I'm happy that every single time my phone rings. So, I think life is just a learning process with that. But also with the things that I learned from businesses made me decide on what I wanted to do with my business. That I knew that I wanted something that could be stable for people to have for a long time, but not make you feel like you're a number. Because I remember those days of like, just completely feeling like another. I'm like, you don't care about me. You don't care what's happening with me and my family. Like, you don't care. So, been through those days too.
How many recruiters do you currently have that are active right now?
Between medical billing and recruiting, we have like 70, and I want to say 30 is on recruiting, 30, 35. And I need to hire some more people because some of them are moving up. And we're at the end of the year where 15 of them will be opening up their new businesses. So I hate to see them go, but I love to see them go at the same time. I'm loving it. I want to see how successful their businesses are going to be. And I'm going to try my hardest to help them every step of the way, which is
Wow,
odd.
kudos to you.
Thank you.
Kudos to you for not trying to hold them back so they could stay working in your business.
No. So it's hold on, because I'm sure everybody